Hattis Hierophant. I am your tarot reader and I hope you are doing well. This is a general reading for Leo. This is for October 2023. So let's get on with it, shall we? Now, I know it's been a minute. If you are a returning Leo, I am glad to see you and so excited to be back on this platform, putting out videos for you and the collective. The center of your reading is that of the Ten of Wands. So really, Leo, so there's a couple things. So the past 10 months, pardon me, has been the manifestation. How do I explain this? What you've been doing for the past decade took you to the last 10 months, almost a year, to where you were getting to the final parts of you. And the reason this is important, think about a decade ago and where you are now. And this will be true for a lot of people I know, on how drastically different you are. But here's where it's not the same for all people. If you look hard enough and you have a panoramic vision of where you are now, you will see that not only are you further along than you ever imagined, but you're going to go even further from here, but now much faster. I hope that makes sense. Ten of Wands, center of your reading, keep that in mind. Now let's go into your moon energy. Your moon energy is where your emotions are and where spirit is working in your favor. And you have the Queen of Coin. The Seven of Wands, I want to say everyone is getting this energy. Interesting. And the Nine of Coin. So Leo, you are really coming into your own. There is some partnerships that you're going to have to sever, right? And it's not just partnerships. There's a certain part of you that you're going to have to sever. And even though it's the Seven of Coin and not like the Seven of Swords, but what I'm getting is you're going to have to sever an old way of thinking and being and believing on who you think you are, right? So if you think that you are always going to be, I don't know, broke, you have to change that mindset, or you always will be, no matter how much money you get, right? So you could be the wealthiest person there is, but when you go shopping, you're going to be pinching pennies. You're going to be afraid to spend money. You're going to be afraid to enjoy money. It's going to be hard for you to respect money, right? So there's something about your mindset that's going to have to change. You're going to have to get rid of this old you and understand that it is just an aspect of you. It's not who you are, right? And with this Nine of Coin here, this lets me know that you are coming into your own. You see how that garden is so fruitful around him, and that watermelon that he's holding, and the green mountains in the background, and the golden sky. This is such a prosperous energy. And it's one that you've done all on your own, Leo, right? Yeah, you've had help along the way. You had to buy your seeds from someone. You had to get your soil from someone, and they had to kind of show you how to plant it and where to put the seeds. But at the end of the day, you put the work in, right? Be proud of that. Be happy of that. Spirit is recognizing that for you. And with this Queen of Coin, and the Queen is so nurturing when it comes to her finances, not just her finances, but her home, right? Her vehicle, right? Her means of transportation, her health, right? So this is that energy. And because she is the Queen, I feel like that you know all the know-hows. When it came to all those things I just talked about, you know all the know-hows now. You're no longer the one who is the page, right? The baby. You're the queen. So you know how important it is to nurture all those aspects of your life. Now, that's what's happening in your moon energy. It feels very delightful. It feels very grown up. It feels very like I've made it kind of energy. Now I want to go into your sun energy. This is where you're seeing, this is where we see you. This is also your ego. And we have the 9 of Cups along with the 2 of Coins and the Hanged Man. This one is coming up quite often for a lot of people, and really because I feel like spiritually, collectively, there's this lull that's happening. And during this lull, right? And let me put it in this terms. It's almost like if you've ever gone to like Disneyland or Magic Mountain or something like that, and you're on this ride, and there's this one, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it shoots you up and then you kind of sit there and then you go down. But that lull is always the most uncomfortable because you're kind of like in midair. That's where we are collectively, right? To where you really don't know what to expect, but you don't feel good about it. But at the same time, you feel excited and exhilarated too. That's where we are collectively. And that's this energy, right? Because you're still safe. You're still okay. Life isn't changing too much. You're just kind of having like, you know, that moment of what is happening here, right? Almost feeling like, what are you talking about? Like, I feel like that's what you're saying to people. Like, what are you talking about? Like, things aren't making sense. And the reason they aren't making sense is because you're upside down. Your perspective, darling. That's the only thing. Change your perspective, which is going to be 100% necessary once that lull decides to get moving, right? Because the perspective, if we go back to the ride, are you going to be terrified and screaming for your life? Or are you going to be screaming with enjoyment for the exhilaration of the ride? Which one do you want, Leo? Now, with this 9 of Cups, this is so delightful. I do see a relationship here too. This 9 of Cups is normally like a wish fulfillment, but just, I mean, look how dreamy they're looking into each other's eyes. For you, Leo, I am seeing this relationship wise. If you are coupled up, then I just feel all this lovey-dovey, like what? I could not see my life without you kind of energy. And if you're not coupled up, I do feel like your person is going to be coming really soon within this quarter is what I feel like. Otherwise, if you're already coupled up and all those things sound good or you don't want a relationship, this is a wish fulfillment. So what are you manifesting? What do you wish for? Say it loud, say it proud, and make it clear to spirit so they can grant it to you. And with the 2 of Coins, this is all about having all of the information and making a decision based off of that information, right? The 2 of Swords is not knowing, right? It's being indecisive. This is knowing and making a decision, right? It's like, okay, I can eat these Twinkies even though I'm trying to lose weight. So do I just eat these Twinkies and do a couple more days of cardio? Or do I not eat these Twinkies and keep going about my goal, right? So you have all the facts. Now it's about making a decision and moving towards that decision. Now, if we continue with this energy, we can expect your immediate present. And your immediate present, I have the Knight of Coins. And this is a slow and deliberate knight. He's the slowest of them all. And the reason he is because he's enjoying the ride. I mean, how fast can he go on this cow? Seriously, right? And he knew it was going to be slow. And he wanted it to be slow because he wanted to enjoy. And not only did he want to enjoy, along the way, he is nurturing this animal. He is nurturing himself. He is planning out his next move. He is recognizing the land and what it brings. So Leo, that's going to be very important for you to be very deliberate in these next steps. Although you worked really hard to get to where you are, and bravo, now it's going to be really important that you plan out. And I keep hearing plan out these next 10 years. There's this saying that we overestimate what we can do in a year, and we underestimate what we can do in 3. Could you imagine what we can do in a decade? Be strategic. Now, what's also in your immediate present is that of the Empress. And I don't know why, but I feel like your reading is so far-fetched. It's so like, it's like this 10-year condensed in this reading, right? Because in this next 10 years and in this next decade, it's going to be so fertile for you, right? Some of you, it is going to be in regards to family. For some of you, it is going to be in regards to business. For some of you, it's going to be both. All I know is you're not going to be where you are now. You're going to be in a complete different, I see it completely different. You're going to be in a different state, a different country, a different home. Like, and I know you're like, Crystal, yes, in 10 years, but honey, there are some people who have never moved out of anywhere in 10 years. They've never even left their city or their country in 10 years. So the reason why this sounds like tomfoolery to you, because that's already your mindset. And bravo, because Spirit already planted that seed in your head. And that's that. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and expand on your energy for in your moon energy, because I want to see what this Queen of Coin has more to say to us. Wow. Collectively, we are all just in the same energy. It's interesting, just playing out differently. So I expanded on this Queen of Coin, and we also have that of the Four of Cups, disappointment along with the Devil. So really, because it is an expansion of, what did it expand off of? Yeah, expansion of the Queen of Coin, right? About how nurturing she is. Now, there is some disappointment. This, to me, this is more of a warning, right? And not a warning to be scared, but a warning to be ready and prepared for when you start to walk in this energy. You're like, no. Hattie on Hattie's Hierophant let me know not to go down this way. So when you start to get disappointed, right? Because there's going to be a time to where you are starting to see your manifestations happen, and you're like, oh man, I'm there. I'm getting there. It's moving. The momentum has started turning, right? And perhaps you get a speed bump and now you got to change the tire. Perhaps now you need to stop and get new brakes. That is part of the journey. It is necessary. The contrast is necessary. There is no reason to be disappointed and then be like, you know what? This stuff always happens to me. I'm never going to have. It's never going to be me. I'm never going to have that person, that money, that passion, right? That calmness, that love, that support. Why not you, Leo? Don't get caught in that energy of the devil, because that's what the devil is. That devil energy is telling you what you can't do and begs you to live in fear. And the fertilizer to fear is doubt, right? Remove it. Now, when I expand on that Nine of Cups, I get the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, it's not the Two of Cups. Four of Cups, along with the Knight of Wands. So I'm feeling like Spirit really wants me to double down on these conversations that you're having with yourself, right? These doubts that turn into fear. And fear turns off your manifestation. Why do you think certain people stay in certain areas and certain positions for decades at a time? Do you think they just didn't want anything? You think they just became complacent? Fear overcame them and fear won. Don't let it happen to you, Leo. Move forward passionately like that Knight of Wands. Look how much energy that knight has. And she's riding the goat, and the goat, honey, if you've ever seen like those wildlife channels, right? A goat can climb a tree and can climb a mountain with that much of a ledge and get to the top. So this goat is determined. So with that determination and that determination, nothing can stop you. Now, when I expand on that of the Seven of Coin, right? And sevens are spiritual, right? And I expanded from that Justice that was in your moon energy, and we have the Seven of Coin. And this really is looking at yourself differently, saying something different to yourself in the mirror, right? I am, I can, I will, I have. It's meant for me. I deserve it. These are some of the mantras you need to say to yourself. Whether you say them out loud, whether you write them down, whether it's a reminder that you put on your phone that pops up every day and you read it, whatever you need to do, Leo, you have to start believing it too. Because we have the Four of Swords here. This is energy of the only person that's stopping you is you. You have to think it first and imagine it first. And if you think in yourself less than, and if you're imagining yourself not achieving, not getting, and everybody else gets it but me, that's exactly what's going to happen, because Spirit loves you so much that whatever you consistently think about, they're like, Leo must want that. So what are you telling Spirit that you want on a consistent basis? And don't say like, no, I really do want my dream job. I really do want to be a singer, but you know what I'm going to do is just, do this part-time job for now to make money, because, maybe one day I just want to make sure it's safe for sorry. So do you see how that energy does not line up? Right? And I understand sometimes you have to wait and you got to do what you got to do until you get there. But you're like, you know what? I know 100% for fact that I am going to be a singer. And this job here, I'm going to be great at it right now because I know greatness is important no matter what I do. So until then, that's what I'm doing. You see how that energy is different? You almost have to be a little cocky, right? To convince the rest of your body and your spirit that it's true. Spirit don't take it as rudeness. That's something we learn here, right? Spirit takes it as, okay, got you. It's like dating. Would you rather have someone's like, yeah, I kind of like you, but not really, and so whatever? Or would you rather be like, yes, you, I want, let's do this. Okay, now I know what to do. Same thing. Alrighty, now let's go into your immediate, we're going into your sun energy, which is your ego. And I expanded on the 9 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords, some indecisiveness, and the 3 of Coin. You're wondering whether or not it's going to come. Why are you being so hard on yourself? Why are you being so doubtful, Leo? I just don't get it. We've all been hurt. We've all been let down. No one escapes that. Not even you, my dear lioness. You are worthy. You are worthy. You deserve people raising their glasses at you, to you, celebrating you. You deserve. And you will get. There's no reason to be indecisive, right? Spirit is saying be deliberate. That seems to be the title of your reading, is be deliberate on what you want and what you desire. Now, when I expand on the 2 of Coin, right? There's no indecisiveness there. I have the 8 of Wands. This is getting a response immediately, right? Once you start changing your way of thought and what you're thinking and what you believe to be true, it's going to start coming to you quickly. But you got to be definite and you got to be for sure. And if you're definite and for sure that you're not going to get and you're not going to achieve and it's not meant for you, it will definitely show up to you instantly, right? But if you're like, I definitely believe that I will get and that I do deserve and that it is mine and I claim it, you will get it quickly, right? That's how close you are. All of us need to be aware that's where we are right now. You start to think it, you start to say it, you start to move in that direction, it will start to be achievable and you will notice it quickly. Boom. Now, and then I have here Judgment. And judgment is so bittersweet, right? And perhaps some of us, Leo, we look back and we've had some hurt, we've had some disappointment, we've had some hard knocks. But it made you who you are. It was completely necessary. Perhaps you had to sleep on the mattress. Perhaps you had to sleep in your car, Maybe you had to eat ramen for a year. Maybe you had to wear the same old clothes and the same old shoes, or maybe you had to fake it and let people think that, nope. No, I like riding the bus, so just, it's just that. But now look at you. Look at all your glory. I want you to get into that mirror and say, Leo, you are amazing. That's what that judgment is. It made you who you are. It's bittersweet, but you did it and you achieved it. And then we have the Four of Wands, right? The Four of Wands is yes. Four of Wands is a commitment. And really it just feels spiritual. It feels like you and spirit, you and source, you and the universe need to come together as one and decide we're going to do this together, right? Because you can't do without the universe, and the universe can't do without you. However you want to see it. God, source, oh, I know it's something bigger than what we can even imagine. That's always helping. And then when I expand on that Hanged Man, I have the Ten of Cups and I have the Death. There is this way of thinking that must end. It can't even creep into your household, right? Think of these thoughts as big black cockroaches that you don't want into your home. And you're going to do everything you can to make sure they stay out. Those are the thoughts that you need to keep out of your head. They are ding dong dead to you. They no longer exist. I deserve and will get my 10, my happy ending. I deserve it. That's what you're entitled to. I'm okay with that kind of entitlement. Now, if you continue in this energy, yes, Leo, I feel it. You're finally starting to shift a bit. Thank you. Now, if we continue in this shifting energy, this is what we can expect in your immediate future. All right, we have the Knight of Coin that we're expanding on, and we have the Chariot along with the Eight of Cups. Yes, so some of us are going to be leaving. You're either going to be, I hate talking about relationships. I really do. I really, really, really do, right? Because nobody wants to hear that. But there's a relationship that you're walking away from. Keep in mind, relationships are not just romantic ones. They can be friendships. They can be partnerships. They could be careers, jobs, right? Anything that requires you to speak to someone else or leave someone to where feelings are involved. That's what you're going to be doing relatively soon, Leo. And or vice versa. But this is the thing. It doesn't matter. I don't want you to have a heavy heart, because the Chariot is saying that we will have success. Right? The Chariot is success energy, and it's a major arcana. So that energy is coming strong no matter what. And when I expand on the Empress, right, fertility, prosperity, all the good, I have the King of Coin, one of my favorite cards in the deck. I say that a lot, don't I? And then we also have the Two of Wands. So with this, I wish I could explain what I see. With this graduation, right? So we have this decade, and then we have this last year to where it just really bumps you to this new you. And that's what this is. It's almost like the medal that you received, and you really did your most work, I feel, emotionally, spiritually, and self-worth within this past year, 18 months. Now, this is where things get a little tricky-dicky, because now we are faced with a decision. Obviously, there's a lot of decisions to make. And one of the main ones is, what do I do now? Right? Because with this graduation, like if you graduate from anything, if you graduate from college, if you graduate from, I don't know, accounting school, What do I do now? Where do I go now? Or you decide you graduate from accounting school, you're like, I don't want to be an accountant. I want to be a newscaster. That would be this decision. Do I go towards something I'm passionate about, or do I just go be an accountant because I have the key to that? I got my diploma. I'm sure I can get a job being an accountant. Or do I take my accountant degree and I'll go be a writer? Do I go take a risk? So you are going to be challenged and asked, and it's going to be presented to you, do I take a risk? And this risk feels very alone. Not lonely, but you're not going to bring your friends with you, not going to bring your cousin them, right, to back you up. This is a decision and a move you're going to have to make all on your own, Leo, and decide all on your own. Now, when we talked about your center of the reading, we had the 5 of Wands, right? The expansion on that is the 8 of coin, all that hard work, the 4 of coin, got to protect our money, and the 7 of swords and doing it differently, right? So what I do see in whatever it is that you're doing, money is going to be an issue. Money, home, and health are going to be an issue. And you're going to have to do it differently. You're going to have to figure out a way to move your money differently, to save your money, differently, spit it out, and how you are going to create financial stability for yourself, point blank. Like, I'm not getting any other messages from that. So I know there's a lot of you Leos listening to this, and all of you have this same message in regards to your money. Figure out a new way to protect your money. Man, protect your money, to protect your home, to protect your health. You're gonna have to do it differently and not like everyone else. Be creative and innovative. That's all I got, Leo. Listen, I absolutely adore you. I love me some Leos, and I hope to see you next time.